Not that anyone literally asked, like not even a single person. I'm gonna do a Q&A. I put a poll on my Instagram story to see what kind of questions you wanted to know about me, hiking, or just anything I do. So I'm gonna answer them. I'm gonna answer every single one that's appropriate, and I'm gonna give you my real honest answer. So let's get into it. The first question is, how old are you? And the answer to that one is I'm 22 and my birthday is on December 14th. So I'm gonna be 23 really soon. Next question is what type of pack do you use for a 3 to 5 day backpacking trip? This one, I don't know. A lot of people have different opinions about this, but for me, I use the Aura 65 Osprey pack, and I've used that for like a 7-day backpacking trip, or even just like a few day backpacking trip. So highly recommend using that one. If it was only a 5-day trip, you probably could get a smaller liter pack, like probably like a 55. But I personally just like taking a 65 because I don't want to have to like strategically like shove a ton of things in there and like have to like always be digging for things. It kind of gives you like lots of space to divide things up. The only thing is that it's a little bit pricey, so you might have to like save a few pennies for that one, but I still recommend. It's a great pack. Going off that last question, what is your favorite day pack to use? I use the Osprey Mira 34 liter pack. And this one, for me, I just love. We've literally been through thick and thin together. I love it. It's durable. I don't feel like it's too heavy. The next question is, what's your height and weight? Which I feel like is kind of invasive, but honestly, I'm really open about this. I'm 5'9" and 157 pounds, but let's be real, if I'm on my period, I'm 160. If I'm not on my period, sometimes I wake up at 155. So I don't honestly consistently weigh myself because I've struggled with eating disorder, and it's just not super healthy for me to weigh myself all the time. But for backpacking, I sure do weigh myself so that I can get a gauge of how many calories I need to be packing, how many calories I'm burning on the trail. So I do like to keep like a basic like understanding about roundabout of how much I weigh. For those of you who've been following me on TikTok and Instagram, there's been a ton of controversy over my height and weight for some reason. I call myself mid-sized, and I talk a lot about body positivity on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, and I think people have been offended that I've been calling myself mid-sized. So if you want to see all the controversy, all the comments, go check out the videos on Instagram and TikTok. It's kind of wild out there, so be warned. The next question is I'm a newer follower. I'm a newer follower, and I'm falling in love with your page. Can you tell me a little bit more about yourself? Honestly, so sweet. This comment made my day. Honestly, thank you. So a little bit about me. My name is Conley Harris. Fun fact, my name's not Harris. A lot of people think my name is Harris because my usernames are Harris Hikers. So I grew up hiking a lot. My dad was really into the outdoors, and so I found myself doing a lot of just outdoor activities when I was younger. I'm also an athlete, so I played beach volleyball in college. Just growing up, I've just been a really competitive kid and loving the outdoors, being an athlete. And so once I got into high school, I got really into backpacking and doing like harder day hikes. And I fell in love with it, but then I went to college in Houston, Texas. Didn't have the greatest time. There's not many hikes in Houston. It's really tough. But anyway, I transferred out, and right when I transferred out and went to a school in California back to where I live, I created my account, Harris Hikers, because I wanted to do more hiking now that I was finally back. And over time, it just kind of started growing. I started making funny hiking content on Reels on Instagram. And that's kind of how my account started. Another thing is I am getting my teaching credentials, so I'm teaching 12th grade US government right now, which is a journey, and I'm having to do all the work for the credential program, which you guys, if you think about going into teaching, especially in California, are freaking hard. So keep that in mind. I don't know if I can see myself teaching long term. I went to private school my whole life, and so I was really thinking that going into teaching, it was gonna be very similar to like what I experienced in high school, and it's not at all. And it's been a very different experience, and I'm not really sure if it's for me, which is fine because I'm so glad I have social media platforms where I can make money. I'm just trying to ramp it up a little bit. So please subscribe to my channel, bottom line, because I need you in my life. So it's November right now. I'm gonna finish up in December, and then I have one more semester left in the spring, and then I'll be done. Like I'm done in May, so that's gonna be exciting. Someone asked what my go-to favorite hairstyle is, and ponytail. It's what I'm wearing now. As much as I like to have my hair down and want that to be the case every day of my life, it's just not compatible to what I do. I have a lot of hair. It's a lot. I have a lot of it. Another person also asked in the comments if I dye my hair. I don't. And people, when I say that, don't believe me. I think it's because I have dark roots. But no, I don't dye my hair. I'm just in the sun a lot because I play beach volleyball. So I think it just like kind of like just the top becomes like really blonde. Next question is, do I hike alone? The answer to that is regrettably no. Well, not regrettably. Hear me out, you guys, with this one. If there are women out there who love hiking alone and feel empowered by it, honestly, go off, queen. I love it for you. You do you. I do not like being out there alone. Like, but I will go hike with a group of girls. Like, I don't need a man to be there. I don't want a man to be there. Like, that's unnecessary. But like, there's just like too many things can happen in the outdoors. Not even that I don't feel like I'm strong enough. It's just there's a lot of things that are out of my control that it would just be really nice to have people with you if an emergency situation happens. And so that's why I always hike with people. I'll trail run by myself sometimes, or if it's a trail I'm really familiar with and it's pretty short, I'll go hike it by myself. But otherwise, if it's like a bigger trail or like I'm somewhere I'm not familiar with, I am always hiking with other people. Next question is favorite hiking boots. The Merrell Moab waterproof. If you're a beginner hiker, Merrell Moab 2 waterproof. If you're a beginner hiker, I really recommend these. They're just good supported shoes. I've never seen someone not like these boots. They last a long time, durable, they protect your ankles if you're not really familiar with the outdoors. So I recommend those if you're a new hiker. For trail runners, if you're looking for like a lighter shoe, I recommend Salomon Trail Runner. Also, if you're doing longer trails that have snow, but you're not quite snowshoeing, or you're doing a through hike, I recommend doing the Salomon Ultra X3. Again, these are for narrow feet people, so this is what I use. I really, really like these. Me and my sister both wear them. I have not had a single blister in these boots, which is actually crazy. Favorite hiking snacks? Okay, this is a really good question. I'm backpacking. It doesn't matter what I want really. It's just how can I get the amount of calories I need in. So I try to hit 3,000 to 3,500 calories a day, which is ambitious. It's hard to pack that much food and keep it under a certain weight. But some of the snacks I do enjoy while I'm out there that are high calories, it's just Snickers bars, crushed up high calorie crackers. I really like Backpackers Pantry's freeze-dried meals, specifically the Cuban beans and rice. Shout out. So like the Backpackers Pantry lasagna, cheese, those cheese crackers, those peanut butter crackers, peanut butter Nutella. I think that when you're out there for a long time, anything tastes good. So my expectations are very low out there. Now, if I'm day hiking, I have the ability to be a little bit more picky because I can pick and choose what I want, and I know I'm gonna have a warm meal waiting for me at home when I get back. My luxury treats that I like is the Mama Chia. I love those like chia squeezes. They taste so good on a hike. Annie's cheddar bunnies. Oh, those hit different on the trail. Next question is why do you talk so much about pooping on the trail? And you guys, I wish. Also, I'm like sitting so awkwardly right now. Like talking about pooping on the trail was not something I was like, that's gonna be my career choice. Absolutely not. It was not my career choice. First, like pooping on the trail video was January of 2022. I made like a funny video about it. I think it's pinned on my Instagram, so if you want to go watch it. That's like 9 million views. Like I didn't really choose for this life. The life chose me. People keep on asking like, why do you do this? I'm like, you guys are the ones sending it to each other. You guys are the ones saving the content. You're sending it, you're resharing it to your story. So if you want me to stop posting about it, stop saving the material and stop making it go viral. The next question is why did I start making hiking videos? I've just always been into the outdoors. I didn't start like posting videos until Instagram Reels came out, which is in 2020. I just like made a couple of videos for fun, and then I just like honestly fell in love with making the videos. So then I posted more and more, and then like I saw my following grow. I didn't even really understand what TikTok was. I never downloaded the app like before I started posting. I had no idea like people were making money off of it. I just knew it was this app that kids were on nowadays. So like once I started posting on Instagram Reels and being like, oh, this is kind of cool, this is fun, I'm like, wait, I think TikTok's the same thing. So then I got on TikTok, started creating content, and that's kind of how it happened. When I started my Instagram account, it was never really, I'm like, oh, I'm going to be an influencer now. Like, obviously, I think that's in the back of everyone's mind when they have a certain account. They're like, what if this goes viral? But like, I didn't actually think that like, that would be my career path. But like, now that I've grown over the years, like I see it as a career path now, which is really cool, and honestly answered prayer. This question's good. You guys are asking good questions. This one was, besides generational trauma and recovering from an eating disorder, like what inspires you to hike? Those of you who are new here, I always joke about how hikers are always the ones that struggle with like trauma or have gone through something bad in their lives, or like struggle with mental health, and which is kind of true. Like people that are really outdoorsy and love to like go in the woods and like kind of take off and be like away from the world for a while do kind of like have those struggles. Just generalization, right? I've had my fair share of struggles, and one of them was an eating disorder, and that's why I talk a lot about body positivity on my page. And honestly, Harris Hikers and just really diving more into hiking and my love for the outdoors has really helped in my recovery. Posting like body positive stuff not only helped me, but I also was feeling that like if I could help just one girl who's struggling with the eating disorder, it was all worth it. And like just seeing so many people like DM me being like, hey, like You encouraged me to go get therapy, and I'm recovering from an eating disorder, and your videos have helped me so much. Like, honestly, it makes my day every time. That's it for the Q&A. Thank you guys so much for tagging along, listening, and subscribing. I appreciate you all, and if you haven't already, go follow me on all my social media sites. Go follow me there and subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for my content coming this week, because I'm going to be snowshoeing in Colorado. It's going to be epic, so go stay tuned.